Alright, let's decode this look by Deepika Padukone. So she wore this look for a recent Cartier ad or promotion or something, and I just fell in love with this look. Here you see Deepika has contoured her face pretty sharp and pretty defined in a pretty defined way, and that's what we're going to achieve as well. Her eyes are quite smoked out with a little darkish brownish color on the upper lid and little reddish brownish color on the lower lid. So let's try and achieve that look. I have already done my base because the focus of this look was eyes. So I've done my base as completely, and I'm just setting my base with my Makeup Revolution banana powder here. I usually do not set my face, but here I'm setting my face as well because Deepika's face was pretty put together and set. Deepika's brows look really nice and filled in and pretty dark. So here I have filled my brows really dark to kind of match what she has. And I'm now cleaning my brows with this banana kind of shade from this eyeshadow palette, which I got from AliExpress about 4 years ago. Now I'm taking this large fluffy brush and I'm taking my e.l.f. bite-sized palette is I think what they call it as. I'll leave the link to the palette at Nykaa below in the description box, but I'm just taking this lightest shade and I'm starting to work this in my crease. Now this eyeshadow look in particular requires a lot of patience, a lot of blending and a really light hand. So you'd see that I'm starting to work really lightly with only little color at a time. Now taking this flat fluffy brush, now this is also a fluffy brush but this is towards the flatter side, and taking this dark brown shade and mixing it with the light brown to create the perfect color, and I'll start packing this on my eyelid as you'd see here. Now I'm not swiping initially, I'm just packing so that I have the maximum color that I want from the brush and the palette. If you do any smoky eye, it requires a lot of blending and very less pressure when you're building the color up. And as you'd see here, I'm just blending. I actually had to really take a break of about 30 seconds in between the transitions of two colors because I was feeling a little bit tired and overwhelmed with all the blending. So this is more like a base shadow which will help us transition towards the darkest colors. So here I'm just going to repeat on the other eye as well, and I'll keep blending until I'm happy with the way it's looking. And remember that it has to be with a really light hand because you do not want your shadow to look patchy or blotchy. And wherever I felt I needed more color, I'm picking more color from the palette and slowly building that up on my lid. And you'll find that I'm repeating this step many times in the entire video. But here I'm just taking the lightest shade again and I'm rubbing that along the crease line just to make sure that the light brown and the dark brown are looking happy with each other. Going back to the same eyeshadow palette, I'm taking this darkest shade which is more like a black shade, and I'm taking this flatter, smaller brush, but it's still a little fluffy, and I'm taking this darkest shade to run close to my lash line. Now it doesn't have to be super neat or tidy because we are going to be blending with a big brush anyway, but this is just going to help create the darkest to the lightest. So darkest meaning to the close to the lash line and lightest meaning close to the brow line, and that's the transition that we want. So here I'm repeating it on the other eye as well, but in this look I had to actually do it 2 or 3 times to attain what I wanted as close to Deepika's look. Now I'm taking the same flat brush that we used to put the dark brown eyeshadow on our lid, and I'm taking the same brown color as well, and I'm making sure that anything that is between the lightest shade and the darkest shade, it goes right there so that the transition is smooth and almost seamless. In general, I'm so always excited to see Deepika Padukone's new looks because I think she really nails whatever she carries, and she also chooses her looks really wisely. Depending on her complexion and the clothes that she is wearing, I think she makes the perfect choice of her looks every time. And again, I'm taking the same lightest shadow from the e.l.f. palette and I'm making sure that all the colors are nice and looking like a single gradient color. And this is what we have so far. Alright, taking this round small brush, I'm taking a mixture of the same light brown and the dark brown shadow from the e.l.f. Bite Size palette, and I'm running that along the lower lash line as well. Now her lash line, the lower lash line was pretty defined, meaning the brown shadow was extended to really low, which is literally something out of my comfort level. But because we're creating this look, we'll do everything that she has done to, come as close as possible. Now I'm taking this flat Sephora brush and I'm using the black eyeshadow from the same palette, and I'm putting that very close to the lash line. Using the same brush and the eyeshadow, I'm actually running that along my upper lash line as well, just to make sure that there is no gaps in the colors, and it's all looking like one happy family. Time to tightline my both the lash lines. Alright, so this is the game changer trick. Right now our eyeshadow is looking a little bit too spread out of the eye, and our under eye bag is also a little bit visible. So here I'm taking my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Pure Beige, and I'm cleaning all of that with this concealer. And you have to make sure that you're not running it too close to the work that you've done, otherwise you may have to repeat all of it again. If you've trusted this process so far, please trust it for another 5 minutes, and I'm guaranteeing you that the look will be perfect and as close as possible to the Deepika's look. And for the last time, I promise you guys, I'm taking the lightest shade of brown from the bite-sized palette, and I'm just making sure that everything is nice and looking put together. We'll come back to our eyes in just a bit, but now is the time to actually have those chiseled cheeks just like Deepika. I'm using a 5 times deeper shade of concealer from L'Oreal Paris, and this is the True Match Beauty range, and I'm just running a few dots on my face, as you see, along my jawline, and a little bit on my forehead as well. Now I'm just taking my Pixi spray just so that it's really nice and super blendable, and taking this kabuki kind of brush. First of all, I'm going to push the product in my face, and this is so because we do not want to move any of the base products away. Deepika's nose look really nice and structured, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same brown shadow from the e.l.f. Bite Size palette, and I'm just going to structure my nose to kind of match hers. Now I'm taking a brush, the same brush that I used for my eye, and I'm creating that dimension here, as you see. Now taking my beauty blender again and blending everything away so that there are no harsh lines. Now just to make the contour really stand out, I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Conceal concealer again, and I'm going to clean up next to where we drew the contour lines. And this is just going to give a defined look to the nose contour that we did. The bronzer that Deepika is wearing, I did not have a similar kind of shade, so from the same eyeshadow palette, I mixed these two dark brown and light brown shades and created my bronzer color. I was actually having fun using this eyeshadow palette as my face palette, so I decided to use these two colors to create that similar shade that Deepika is wearing as my blush on. I think I went a little heavy-handed with my blush, so here I'm using my beauty blender and I'm toning it down and just using the same bronzer brush to kind of, diffuse everything together. I was putting on my lipstick and see what happened. I broke my lipstick, but it's alright, we'll make it work. So here I'm using my finger to give it a softer look. I think Deepika also had a little bit of pinkish tone to her lipstick, so I'm putting this Miss Claire lipstick on top of that. And I'm making my lips really, really low because I want my eyes to do the talking. I think I applied 2 or 3 layers of mascara on my eyelashes because I'm not wearing any falsies for this look. Okay guys, so we're almost nearing the end of makeup look. I've quickly straightened and put a little waves on my hair, and I've also put a black shirt on because she's wearing a black shirt, and now it's time to actually set my hair just like she has done. She has actually done her signature look when it comes to her hair, except the fact that she's put on a ponytail, and not a bun this time. But as you can see, I do not have enough hair for a ponytail. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to secure my hair in a bun, and I'm just going to put the clutcher on. I'm going to loosely take a few strands of my hair in the front portion, and I'm going to lock them in place with my soft hold spray. Now this look does not have to be neat at all, because this is a messy look that she usually carries, and it looks beautiful just like that. For my jewelry today, I'm taking this neck piece that I bought from Ambience Mall. I think the name of the shop is Cushels, and it's right in front of Ink 5, the shoe store. And how gorgeous is this neck set? So I've just worn that up, and I felt that, I needed a little bit more of brown in my eyes. So I'm taking this Swiss Beauty eyebrow palette, and I'm taking the brown shadow and just doing a little bit something on my eyes. But here's the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know how you find it, and if you'd like to see more of such content, I'd be happy to create. I thought I'd quickly check how it looks with open hair, and my goodness, this looked so bomb that I think I'm gonna keep it on reserve for the next evening out that I'm gonna have. I hope you like this video. I'd look for your comments in the comment box, but please do subscribe, share, and spread the love. Thank you so much.